The biggest lie modern gardening sold us is that healthy soil comes from a bag, a bottle, or a truck delivery. In reality, the most fertile soils on Earth were never fed chemicals, fertilizers, or purchased inputs. They were built slowly, intelligently, and at zero cost by working with natural systems instead of against them. Once you understand these methods, soil stops being something you fix every season and becomes something that improves itself year after year. This is not theory. These methods are ancient, proven, and still work today when applied correctly. Why soil collapses in modern gardens? Most soils fail because they are treated like an empty container instead of a living ecosystem. Tilling destroys structure. Chemicals kill biology. Bare soil loses carbon, moisture, and life faster than it can recover. When soil biology collapses, nutrients wash away instead of cycling. You know, healthy soil is not fed. It is built. The secret behind thousand-year soils, well, it's quite fascinating. The most fertile soils ever recorded share three traits. First, they were never disturbed deeply. Second, they were always covered. And third, they were constantly fed with organic material from the surface down. Over time, these soils accumulated carbon slowly and locked it in stable forms that lasted for centuries. Nature already solved soil fertility. We just stopped copying it. Surface feeding beats digging every time. You see, digging mixes oxygen too deeply, collapsing fungal networks and breaking soil aggregates. Surface feeding allows biology to pull nutrients downward naturally. Worms, fungi and microbes do the mixing far better than any tool. And honestly, when organic material stays on top, soil improves without effort. Leaves are not waste. Fallen leaves are one of the most powerful soil-building resources available for free. When left on the surface, they feed fungi first, which is critical for long-term fertility. Fungal-dominated soils hold nutrients longer, resist erosion, and support stronger root systems. So, here's something interesting. Shredded leaves break down faster, but, you know, whole leaves actually build more durable humus over time. Cardboard is, well, carbon insurance. Plain cardboard is concentrated carbon. When you place it on soil and keep it moist, it feeds microbes while blocking weeds and preventing moisture loss. As it decomposes, it becomes part of the soil structure, not just a temporary fertilizer. Cardboard doesn't feed plants directly. Instead, it feeds the system that honestly feeds plants forever. Mulch is, well, a soil shield. Bare soil, you know, is dying soil. Mulch protects against heat, erosion and evaporation, while also providing a steady food source for biology. Straw, wood chips, dry grass and leaf litter all work when used correctly. The goal is not speed. The goal, really, is stability. Worms do the work for free. Earthworms are not decorations, not at all. They are soil engineers. Their tunnels aerate soil, their castings stabilize nutrients, and their movement distributes organic matter exactly where roots need it. Worms arrive naturally when conditions are right. Buying them is unnecessary when habitat exists. Moisture is, the master switch. Biology just shuts down when soil dries out. It's as simple as that. Every zero-cost method, honestly, depends on moisture retention. Mulch, cardboard and surface cover, well, they all work together to keep soil consistently damp, but not wet. Without moisture, even the best soil inputs, they fail. Compost without compost piles. Composting does not require bins or turning, really. When organic material is layered directly on soil, decomposition just happens in place. This avoids nutrient loss and, preserves microbial diversity. This is how forest soils are built without human effort. Fermentation accelerates free nutrients. A simple microbial feed can be made using 1 tablespoon of unsulfured molasses diluted in 1 gallon of water. Apply to moist soil in the evening. This feeds microbes already present, speeding nutrient cycling without adding chemicals. Used sparingly, this jump-starts soil life using ingredients most people already have. Why tillage destroys long-term fertility. Every time soil is turned, carbon escapes as gas. This is why tilled soils lose fertility even when fertilized heavily. Carbon is the backbone of soil structure, water retention, and nutrient holding capacity. No carbon means, no future fertility. Cover plants that rebuild soil. Plants themselves are soil builders. Their roots exude sugars that feed microbes directly. When plants are cut and left in place, their roots decompose underground, leaving channels and organic matter behind. Soil improves even when nothing is harvested. It's a fascinating process, isn't it? The power of undisturbed layers is truly remarkable. Healthy soil forms layers naturally, you see. Fungi, they dominate near the surface, while bacteria take charge in the deeper zones. But, digging, it collapses this delicate balance. Leaving those layers intact, it allows for specialization that, increases efficiency. And this, my friends, is why no-dig systems outperform disturbed beds in the long term. It's quite a revelation, really. So, here's the thing. Chemicals can really break the cycle. Synthetic fertilizers, they deliver nutrients, but they don't actually feed the biology in the soil. This means plants might grow, sure, but they're not supporting the system beneath them. Over time, the soil becomes, dependent, compacted, and honestly kind of lifeless. True fertility, believe it or not, comes from nutrient cycling, not just dumping nutrients onto the ground. Raised beds can actually last for centuries. They only really fail when they're treated like containers rather than as living ecosystems. With continuous surface feeding, plenty of mulch and, absolutely no digging, raised beds actually get better every single year, instead of, degrading over time. The soil inside just becomes darker, softer, and honestly a lot more alive as the years go by. Now, containers can still build soil too. Large containers, somewhere between 5 and 10 gallons, can support living soil as long as they're kept mulched and biologically active. Rich organic soil amended with compost, worm castings, or, mushroom compost provides structure, while surface feeding maintains fertility. This approach allows mobility without sacrificing soil health. Supporting plants without stressing soil. Staking and caging plants prevents collapse and root damage. Healthy soil produces strong plants, but honestly, physical support ensures energy goes into fruit instead of repair. Soil health and plant structure work together. Harvesting feeds the future. Regular harvesting signals plants to keep producing. Healthy soil responds by increasing microbial activity. Nutrient cycling accelerates when plants remain active. Even harvest timing influences soil biology. Ripening without chemicals. Ethylene gas naturally ripens fruit. Placing harvested produce in a paper bag concentrates ethylene and, speeds ripening without sprays or additives. Natural systems continue working after harvest. So, the real definition of soil enrichment? Well, it's not just about adding more inputs. Instead, it means increasing the system's ability to create fertility on its own. Carbon accumulation, biological diversity, and structural stability, those are the things that last for centuries. Honestly, anything that bypasses biology is, just temporary. Why do these methods outlast generations? Soils built with surface feeding, carbon layering, and biological activation they do not exhaust themselves. They compound, Each season adds more structure, more life, and honestly, more resilience. This right here is how soil becomes inheritance instead of just maintenance. If this changed how you see soil forever, go ahead and subscribe to Nature's Blueprint for more zero-input, biology-first gardening that, replaces effort with understanding. Share this with anyone still buying soil instead of building it. The healthiest gardens are the ones that learn to step aside and let nature work.